Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth. And
Good for you.
You know, he's strong, you know, he has a good left hook, you know, and, you know, one time he opened up, you know, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all.
It didn't look like he was training. Ryan didn't train for that fight.
You don't think so? Why?
I don't think so. Ryan didn't train. He didn't train for that fight.
Ryan Garcia recently dropped a bombshell after his surprising loss to Rolly Romero, confessing he wasn't mentally prepared for the fight and was essentially pushed into the ring by his team. "I tried to push through, but after a year off, I just felt completely off," Garcia admitted. He even hinted at the possibility of an early retirement, opening up about his personal struggles during his time away from boxing. Despite feeling mentally clear, he revealed that the past year had taken a heavy toll on him, emotionally and physically. Garcia openly acknowledged that stepping into the ring wasn't a decision made entirely by him, and he regretted going through with it.
Just found myself very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me, mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say.
"I'm really disappointed in myself," he said, suggesting that deep down he knew he wasn't ready. His emotional revelation painted a powerful image of a fighter battling not just his opponent, but his own inner demons. The boxing world was left stunned by Garcia's candid confession. Lou DiBella expressed his shock, saying he never saw Romero outboxing Garcia coming, especially after such a long layoff. Critics argue that throwing Garcia into a high-stakes match against Romero right after a year-long break was reckless, with many feeling it was more about business than the well-being of the fighter. Bill Haney voiced his confusion on social media, stating, "Congratulations to Devin, Rolly, and Tiao for an iconic night of boxing." Meanwhile, Oscar De La Hoya, Garcia's promoter, faced intense scrutiny. Fans and analysts were puzzled by his decision not to address the concerns around Garcia's preparation. In the aftermath, many felt that Garcia had been set up to fail, with Oscar seemingly indifferent to the consequences. Despite the emotional breakdown Garcia experienced and his clear signs of being unprepared, Oscar brushed off the criticism, stating, "This loss isn't devastating at all. Ryan knows what he needs to do." This response only ignited further outrage, with many questioning his lack of accountability. Bob Arum also weighed in, criticizing both Garcia's management and the promotion for rushing him into a fight with Romero after a lengthy absence from the ring. He argued that such a risky decision was made without adequate preparation. Arum emphasized that after such a long layoff, Garcia should have had a tune-up fight to regain his rhythm before facing a formidable...
How devastating...
He'll live to see another day, that's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. At all. Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. So.
Do you think the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or?
It'll be back.
How do you?
It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy. Literally, he was running. I mean, he was scared to me.
Yeah.
Scared of getting hit.
Opponent like Romero. He pointed out how the lure of big money fights can sometimes cloud judgment, pushing fighters into matches that aren't strategically wise. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight before moving on to someone like Romero or Haney, Arum explained. Arum's comments shed light on the broader issues of boxing, particularly how financial incentives can sometimes overshadow the necessary preparation and care for a fighter's career. He also pointed out that even top-level fighters like Devin Haney struggled after extended breaks, referencing Haney's performance against Jose Ramirez as an example of how long layoffs can affect a fighter's flow. Bad matchmaking is a huge part of this game, Arum stressed, calling for more thoughtful decision-making in the sport to protect young talent and ensure their success. This entire situation has sparked a broader conversation about the state of boxing matchmaking and the pressure on fighters to deliver high-profile matches at the expense of their health and readiness. The scrutiny surrounding Garcia's loss highlights how the sport often prioritizes financial gain over a fighter's long-term well-being and development. Ryan Garcia has courageously opened up about his mental health battles, offering a raw and honest glimpse into his personal journey. In a heartfelt interview, Garcia revealed that he's been grappling with anxiety and panic attacks since he was just 17. At one point, he became consumed by the fear that he was seriously ill, even developing hypochondria. His focus slipped, and his fears spiraled out of control. Eventually, he reached a breaking point, realizing he couldn't continue alone. "I kept having panic attacks. I couldn't breathe half the time," Garcia recalled, reflecting on the overwhelming nature of his struggles. Instead of hiding behind excuses, Garcia made a bold decision to be open about his mental health.
This is a lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight and then, you know, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. You know, look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
Did he seem to be gun shy? Did he seem to be worried about taking another big shot?
Who's that?
David Haney, with the way that he was moving around the ring.
Absolutely, you see that? I mean, you know, I don't know how he scored because it's hard to tell, but you know, who's going to want to see Haney fight if he fights that way?
You want to see the rematch? After what? Yeah.
What do you think about Teofimo Lopez? His performance?
He did okay. I mean, he did okay. Good. He knew he was in with Barboza, who can't break an egg. Barboza's fought so many fights for us. I don't think he's got one knockout. You know, so Teofimo could show his whole arsenal.
He chose to be transparent about his challenges, refusing to fabricate a story like a shoulder injury. "It was my choice," he said, admitting that he hadn't consulted his team before revealing the truth. Despite the inevitable backlash, he stood firm in his decision, explaining that honesty was essential to his healing. "Talk to the right people, talk to yourself, and understand you're not alone," he urged, stressing the importance of self-awareness and reaching out for help. By sharing his vulnerabilities, Garcia has helped spark a crucial conversation about mental health in boxing, a sport where such topics are often brushed aside. His openness could inspire others to seek support and break the silence surrounding mental health struggles. After Garcia's loss to Rolly Romero, both Mike Tyson and Derek Jeter voiced their disappointment in his performance. During a live discussion, Derek bluntly stated that Garcia didn't seem to have properly prepared for the fight, particularly after such a long year off. Tyson, though more measured in his remarks, echoed Derek's concerns, showing genuine worry about Garcia's readiness. Derek emphasized that while Garcia's lack of commitment to training was a significant factor, Romero still deserved credit for his victory. Their candid observations reflect a growing consensus that Garcia's failure to train
was a time, obviously, in learning more about.
You go to therapy?
Yeah, I was going to therapy, and I took all the steps that I just wanted to get better, so I took every step that you could.
And who advised you to be so open about it? Because I'm sure your team was like, let's just say it's a shoulder injury, let's not talk about mental health, because again, you're the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Was it your choice?
Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth, and that's it. And we'll see.
And you still got backlash after that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Of course, because there's people that have like this idea on social media.
Well, because they really want me to, like, you know, I'm just easy to pick on, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, this kid.
Like he has everything.
Yeah.
What do you mean mental health?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't understand. Like,
yeah,
no,
so
crazy.
But stuff doesn't equal happiness.
But the thing is, I've struggled with it since I was 17. It was something new. It just got to like a place where, and I don't even know how it truly happened, but because I had just won the biggest fight of my life.
Which fight was that?
Was Luke Campbell, right after I knocked him out.
Huge fight.
And I was on top of the world. Like, I mean, my social media numbers were even crazier than it is now. And
was there
crazy
big growth from that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. But
was it the pressure? Is that what got to you?
No, I got to, like, I just got so lost. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just kind of like being in a maze and you don't know where to go. Like, I just couldn't keep my focus on anything. And then I just kept on thinking I was sick. I came to, like, I became like a true hypochondriac to the point where I was like, yo, I got a problem for sure. Like, and then I just kept going through that, and then more panic attacks, and I couldn't breathe half the time.
So how'd you get out of it?
Talk to the right people.
Talk to the right people.
First of all, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And say this is an issue.
Exactly, being honest with yourself, the truth, and then conversations with people and understanding that other people have went through a similar situation. It kind of eases off that thing. I'm alone in a way. Like, okay.
Inadequately played a key role in his defeat, underscoring the importance of preparation in high-stakes matchups. Teddy Atlas also weighed in on Garcia's return to the ring against Romero, offering a thoughtful analysis of both fighters. He noted that Romero now had another chance to prove himself, both in the ring and financially. Atlas acknowledged Garcia's evolution as a fighter, recognizing how he's matured over time and become more focused on his craft. While he joked about the possible behind-the-scenes leverage that might have helped Romero secure such a fight, Atlas praised his fighting spirit and stability. Atlas was also candid about Garcia's past struggles with self-doubt and some questionable decisions. But if he's truly overcome these internal battles and gained the confidence he needs...
50-50. What about taking a referee match?
World-class professional boxing. We'll see you all there. Thank you for coming.
A dance partner that makes sense. Rolly don't make sense.
No.
Not really. I mean, what is he known for? Getting beat, you know, and then not looking so good. Like, he's been on a kind of a downward spiral. You know, he doesn't even look very confident about this fight. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm always on Rolly's team, but it just doesn't look so good right now. But but hell, I'm going to tune in. Hopefully, he can pull up an upset and actually give a good fight. I just haven't seen him in one in a long time.
Atlas believes Garcia has the potential for greatness. As for Romero, Atlas believes he has the skills, talent, technique, and style to dominate in the ring. This return to the spotlight could be Romero's opportunity to shine, particularly if he's finally found his true confidence as a fighter. While the outcome of this battle remains uncertain, Atlas is optimistic that Romero, if at his best, has the potential to face future challenges with success. Rolly Romero's victory over Ryan Garcia has served as a stark wake-up call for fighters and trainers alike, underscoring the vital importance of discipline, preparation, and consistency in the sport of boxing. Known as the sweet science, boxing demands not just raw power but strategic execution, something that seemed to elude Garcia during the fight. Coaches who emphasize technique, from footwork to punch placement, would likely have been frustrated by Garcia's approach. Though Garcia is famous for his left hook, his performance against Romero was marred by long stretches of inactivity, where he failed to throw enough punches during key moments. This lack of consistency ultimately gave Romero the upper hand. Garcia's reaction to his loss, however, was a testament to his growth as a...
To the ring versus Rolly Romero. Rolly gets another crack at it, another huge fight, another payday.
Does Rolly, hey, look, I'm kidding. I like him. He's a fighter. I like him. He's a fighter, and he's gotten a little more humble. He's quieted down. He just fights now. I like him. But let me ask you a question, bud, okay? Again, because I think people, if anything, they could hate me, they could like me, they could tolerate me, but they know I'm going to say what I think. And maybe what they're thinking, but they can't say. But does he have pictures on somebody? Because he keeps getting these fights. He loses the big ones, and he gives his all. I'm not knocking him, but he loses the big ones, and then he comes up and gets a big fight where obviously it passes somebody else up on a line that probably thinks, hey, wait a minute. I've been winning. I've been winning over here, and I'm not getting this shot. This guy loses when he gets them, and he gets another one. Like, what the? Like, what the heck? What the heck?
You go back to when he was fighting on Showbox. He fought a guy from a Dominican kid named Jackson Marinas. I thought he lost that fight. I was live at the fight in Vegas versus Ishmael Barossa. Tony Weeks gives him a gift, stops the fight. Horrible stoppage. He loses to Pitbull Cruz, to your point, to Tank Davis, and here he is again. He could talk. He could sell, right? He's got a mouthpiece on him.
And he's got Al Heyman. Al Heyman has helped him.
Yeah, most importantly. And an exciting style, right? He does come forward. He is strong, and he engages. So, in this fight...
he's kind of... Sometimes he's kamikaze, but yeah, he goes and... he comes and he comes and he puts it forward and he leaves...
a fighter and as a person. Despite the crushing defeat, he remained composed and gracious, offering a sincere congratulations to Romero. His ability to handle such a setback with dignity earned him widespread praise. One fan tweeted, "Ryan Garcia showing a lot of class, in defeat, congratulating Rolly Romero and making no excuses." This rare display of sportsmanship, where a fighter takes responsibility rather than deflecting blame, left a lasting positive impression. Instead of focusing on his struggles or the issues leading up to the fight, Garcia chose to show respect for his opponent and the sport, demonstrating emotional maturity in the face of adversity. The official scorecards from the Garcia versus Romero fight on May 2, 2025 have sparked considerable controversy. The judges scored the bout 115-111, 112, 115, 118, 109, all in favor of Romero. Despite Garcia's early knockdown and an underwhelming performance overall, Garcia, returning from a year-long break, failed to regain his rhythm and landed just 54 punches over the course of 12 rounds, one of the lowest outputs recorded by CompuBox. The wide discrepancies in the judges' scores have prompted many to question the fairness and accuracy of the decision, with some arguing that the scoring didn't reflect the true nature of the fight, where Garcia seemed hesitant and less aggressive. This contentious outcome has sparked debates about potential biases in judging and the integrity of boxing officiating. While Romero's victory was clear, the scoring controversy has raised urgent calls for greater transparency and consistency in how fights are judged. The ongoing discussion adds yet another layer to the scrutiny surrounding Garcia's loss, bringing into question the standards of judging in professional boxing. Following Garcia's defeat, many wondered if his much-anticipated rematch with Devin Haney would still take place. Doubts lingered about Garcia's ability to bounce back and secure the matchup, but Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan's promoter, quickly reassured fans that the rematch was still on track. He confirmed that the recent loss wouldn't affect their plans, emphasizing that Garcia's drive to face Haney remained unwavering. Meanwhile, rising lightweight star Keshawn Davis voiced his support for Garcia, confidently declaring that Ryan is more than capable of knocking out Devin Haney in a rematch. Davis expressed belief in Garcia's potential to overcome the setbacks and prove himself as a top contender in the division. Keshawn's comments suggest that he sees Garcia's defeat not as a roadblock, but as a challenge he can overcome. The anticipated
a welterweight in Ryan Garcia threw just over 200 punches. All right. Now, we have heavyweight fights. We have heavyweight fights like Joe Joyce versus Filip Hrgovic, which I think were double that in a 10-round fight. And they're heavyweights, big heavyweights. I don't know what happened here. I really don't. What I will say with Rolly, right? I've said with Rolly before, and I picked Ryan Garcia massively to win this fight. Rolly has never impressed me in the slightest. In fact, I never understood why anyone thought this guy was anyway decent. I thought he lost the fight earlier in his career. I can't remember the guy's name he was in there with, but it was a very dubious decision. He looked, well, against Ishmael Barroso, a guy who was officially 40, but let's be real, was probably closer to 50. He looked terrible in that fight. He got dropped in that fight. He got stopped at one punch by Tank Davis. He got the living crap beat out of him by Pitbull last year, so much so that when they interviewed him in the post-fight, he sounded just completely incoherent and out of it because he was probably concussed in that fight. And I just thought, like, this is tailor-made for Ryan Garcia. He's got the easiest fight out of them all. It's just tailor-made for him. And I thought we would see one of these three guys, Teofimo Lopez, and his fight with Barbosa was probably the most entertaining fight of the three main events. And that wasn't a great fight. It was good, but it wasn't great. This, I don't know what it was. Was it something to do with the fact that it was in Times Square? The atmosphere was not what I was expecting.
Clash with Haney is still on, and it's expected to draw massive attention. "It doesn't matter now," Davis said. "Ryan is going to fight Devin, and everyone will be watching." The Garcia-Haney fight remains one of the most eagerly anticipated matchups in boxing, and fans are excited to see how it plays out, especially in light of Garcia's recent loss to Romero. Meanwhile, Romero's promotion has been riding high on his victory, boldly declaring that Romero is now the true champion, even going as far as to diminish Tank Davis's resume. They proclaimed confidently that Tank's time is over, positioning Romero as the new star of the lightweight division. These bold claims have sparked intense debate among fans, with some questioning the legitimacy of Romero's promotion, while others believe his win marks a shifting of the guard. Whether Romero can live up to the hype in future bouts remains to be seen, but for now, his camp is certainly making the most of their triumph.
Became a champ. Rolly became a champ. Tank resume is gold. I'm telling you, go crazy. They gonna go
He
crazy.
did this to him. He did this to him. So what that say about it? Oh man, I can hear it now.
How about this? Every time they put Ryan Garcia in position to win a belt, he fucks up.
Damn.
Listen,
Damn. And if you say every time they put position in Rolly, he went.
Crazy. Crazy, bro.
He's shining there.
Rolly is about. Look at Devin.
Look at Devin. Look at Devin.
He shook his head because he upset. He got to be disappointed.
There goes my fight.
He about to see the bag get down.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.